Yes, we've heard about assistive technology for the visually impaired. We've heard about smart wheelchairs. We've heard about e-lab robotics right here at e-lab robotics, somewhere in Harare, Eastleigh. We have spoken to the director, and now we are about to move to the director, rather the head of operations himself, Brian Chikuni. He is going to delve with us about how they are operating this e-lab that is found in Zimbabwe, in the capital city of Harare, somewhere at Eastleigh, somewhere in Eastleigh. He is going to be telling us how they partner with the likes of the United States of American Embassy in being able to deliver their operations, how they are partnering with schools, local schools, how they are partnering even with the Ministry of ICT and Courier Services, which is led by Honorable Tatenda Mavetera. He is going to be telling us about all their operations, how they are cascading not just to the schools but the whole of Zimbabwe, and following the mantra of leaving no one behind, the mantra from the head of state and government and commander-in-chief of the Zimbabwe Defense Forces himself, President Emerson Mnangagwa, who has said technology should be able to take the wheel. Technology must be allowed to evolve and make a difference in Zimbabwe, in agriculture, make a difference not just in agriculture, but even in our medical institutions, in our hospitals. We should be able to see technology assist doctors, treat patients, treat those that are disabled, treat those that are not well, treat those that are suffering neurologically. We have seen Elon Musk devising a Neuralink device that assists with the brain. There was a patient that had a chip imparted in him. There was another one who is able to improve their visibility, who was blind but can now get assistance in seeing. Well, this is Zimbabwe. Zimbabwe has its own homegrown solutions, and the head of operations, Brian Chikuni, is going to walk us down the lane of how they are proffering solutions to Zimbabwean problems. Zimbabwe only recently had a catastrophic El Nino drought that saw it lose out in agricultural production. So we are going to start talking to our head of operations, Brian Chikuni, from e-lab Robotics Trust, who are here to empower learning communities through their STEAM education, which is science, technology, engineering, arts, and mathematics. And interestingly, they have added arts to what was originally termed STEM. And STEM was science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. But now you have added arts to it. Perhaps as the head of operations, you want to tell us why you added arts to what was originally something only scientific. It used to be science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. Now you have added arts in the mix. How are the arts coming in, and how are you using them in your operations? And as we begin this, also tell us how you are handling your operations.
All right. That's a very good question. Thank you very much, and you're welcome to e-lab Robotics. So what we are doing here at e-lab Robotics is quite sophisticated, but entertainment as well, entertaining as well. So we added an A. We have an A. It is already added, but the arts now we have added it to robotics now, because robotics is not just one man band. We want to have robotics including everyone, including the arts guys as well. We want them on board, because look, arts, we want the communication skills. If you check correctly, those who are much deeper into science, some of them, they struggle communicating. So we want that to collaborate with everyone, to be working with everyone who's in every industry. Look at the visually impaired ones, those that are struggling to see. We want to know what is happening in that industry. We want to know what is happening in that site. Look at those who are struggling, communicating, talking. We want to help those, even those who are struggling to talk. We want to help them build something that can help them talk, build something that can help them hear, you build something that can help them to see. That we can achieve it working with those who are specialized or who are well vested in the art side.
Yes. So the act of functioning, or the fact of being active, or an effect that basically defines what your operations is all about. So you are operating under this robotics environment. We have been able to gather all these gadgets that the school children that you have been tutoring as an institution have come up with. We heard from the director, we heard from the other head of projects that you have come up with solutions to agriculture. You've come up with solutions that address climate change. But we want to know your partnership here. You do partner with many different institutions, and you may want to explain to us how you're going by that.
Okay. We believe that empowering the next generation, that way would have empowered Zimbabwe, would have made Zimbabwe a different, or we would have uplifted Zimbabwe to another level. So we are empowering the next generation, teaching them robotics, teaching them what needs to be done in the future. So we have partnered with Wicklet, we have partnered with EcoCash, Zimbabwean companies as well. We have partnered with Nyaradzo, like they've been alluded. We have partnered with Nyaradzo, we have partnered with EcoCash, we have partnered with American Embassy, we have partnered with British Council. We have so many companies, I can't list them all, but we have a lot of companies that are working with us to build things that are working in the world right now.
Yes, we understand that you are going to be traveling internationally. Are you going to be traveling with the school kids, and how many of the school kids are you going to be traveling with? And based on what merit are you going to select, and where are you taking them? What kind of exposure are you looking forward to giving them, so that they are able to bring back whatever technology they can help develop back here?
Okay, that's a very good question. We do have international trips, like the director has alluded. We have the American tour, we have the Chinese tour, we have the European tour as well. Those tours, we have structured them in a way that we want to see what is happening out there. Remember, China is being termed the best in tech side. So we want to go there and see what is happening. Like I have said, we want the next generation to see and learn what is happening for us to be on the better level, for us to be on the next level tomorrow. So we want to take the kids, and the category how we are taking them is we We have those who are doing exponentially well. We have those that are really interested in the tech world, and we have those that have powerful projects that they want to take to the real world. So why are we doing this? They have their projects. We want to take them to that next level, and then they see what is happening outside, so that their project, they can actually rebuild it, refurbish it, and come up with something that can work here in Zimbabwe.
Yes, so you mentioned about going to China. China is the fastest growing economy in the world. It has more than 1.4 billion people.
Yes.
It's probably as big as Africa, the continent. And definitely they have the likes of Alibaba. When you talk about mobile phones, they have Huawei. So definitely it means that the children that you're moving with are going to benefit a lot from China.
Yes, if you take a look at it, we have the humanoid robot, the one that we brought here in Zimbabwe, Sophia, the one that was celebrated so much about a few months ago. Sophia is a humanoid robot. Sophia is a citizen of Saudi Arabia, all right? And Sophia was created by David Hansen. So David Hansen is the CEO of Hansen's Robotics. Hansen's Robotics is based in Hong Kong, which is one of the companies that we're going to visit as well. So it will be a very good exposure for these kids to go out there and get to see and meet the person who came up with the idea of coming with Sophia.
How many kids are you going to be moving with?
Okay, as for the numbers, we are not yet certain with the numbers, but as many as possible, because look, Zimbabwe, we have so many great minds here in Zimbabwe. So we want to take every opportunity that we have for us to be a better Zimbabwe.
And whilst we're at it, what criteria are you going to use in selecting the kids? Are you going to basically take every child that is interested or that she's shown some keenness in the robotics? How are you going to go about that?
Okay, first priority is going to the E-Lab schools, the schools that we are working with. The second priority is going to those who are doing exponentially well in the robotics world, those that have their projects that have excelled, and those that have their projects that they want to go out there and see how they can better their projects.
Wow, this looks like an opportunity for the school kids. They say that catch them young.
Definitely.
If you are able to catch them young, then you have solved a lot. So when are we expecting the trip to China, and after that the next trip to the United States?
Okay, the first tour will be from the 1st of August to the 7th of August. The trip to China, we are going to visit different universities. We are going to visit different specialists in the robotics sector. We are going to visit different companies in the robotics center and get to meet those that are important in the robotics sector, the likes of David Hansen. And also we are going to meet a different caliber, which are the volunteers that we have in all those states, in different universities. Remember, we do have volunteers in different universities. So we are going to meet those volunteers, and we give them the keys that we are going with, so that they can tutor them, they can take them through the robotics world as well. And we do have the American tour. The American tour is on the 27th of November to the 6th of December. So on the American tour, which is going to be on the 27th to the 6th of December, we are also going to visit one of the world that one of the companies that is being celebrated right now, Tesla, is one of the fast growing company in the robotics sector. So we are going to visit and see what they are doing. How are they implementing this in the real world? Because those guys are actually implementing this robotics in the real world. So we want to see how are they doing it. We want to learn. We want our kids to be exposed to such things. Yes.
Yes, the interesting thing is that the Tesla founder, the owner, is Elon Musk, who was himself born in South Africa. He's actually of South African origin, even though he's now in the United States. He's now heading what they call the Department of Government Efficiency, a department that was started by the US President Donald Trump himself. They definitely are showing importance to the science, the engineering, the mathematics fields, which is why we now have electric cars at Tesla. And there's even one step further. He's now working in space. He's creating, items that are going to Mars, to the moon, and this is in Africa. Now we have made it in America. Are we going to have our own Elon Musks in Zimbabwe? Can we boast to say of the children that we have that you are traveling with to tour China or to tour America? We are also going to have some experts that are even going to do beyond what Elon Musk has done.
Well, one thing I can tell you is you should listen to these kids' ideas. These kids' ideas are amazing. What they can tell you and what we have learned in our age and what these kids are learning and what they can tell you, you can actually see these kids can do far, far, far much better like what we are doing, including Elon Musk as well. Well, from Elon Musk, there is one thing that I love about him. He's a person who keeps on trying. He fails and he keeps on trying. Like you were saying, the jets that are going far, Mars, whatever. Well, those things are failing, they are falling down, but he keeps on trying. He keeps on trying. That's one thing that I want these kids to go and learn. If possible, get to learn from him as well.
That definitely sounds very exciting. So, Tesla, to be specific, you have mentioned that the kids will visit Tesla. And Tesla does make electric cars. And Zimbabwe may be in need of electric cars at some stage. In fact, we do need clean energy cars. Electric cars are a form of clean energy. They actually help in the fight against climate change. So, are you going to bring back this technology home?
Well, one thing I can tell you is we are not just going to bring those kind of cars. We want to have our own Zimbabwean smart car. Have you seen those self-driving cars? We want to build our own here in Zimbabwe. We have our own ideas here in Zimbabwe. We are teaching these kids to build these smart cars. These are smart cars which are educational. We want to build our own smart cars that can work here in Zimbabwe. Looking at the surroundings of Zimbabwe, the environment of Zimbabwe, the roads of Zimbabwe, we want to build our own smart cars. We want to build our own electric cars.
Wow, that is very, 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 very exciting. I love the confidence that we are going to be able to build our own electric cars by taking the children on these tours. It definitely means you want to add value to them. You want to expose them to the best. You want to expose them to those who have made it, so that they are inspired to even do better, as you are alluding to. Coming back home with those trips that you have lined up, government is definitely supporting the girl child. When we talk about the girl child, we have seen the girls in STEM, girls in ICT. What are you doing for the girl child as E-Lab Robotics without pushing away the boy child? But what are you doing for the girl child?
Well, here at eLab Robotics, we believe in having girls in this industry as well, involving girls in this industry. If I tell you one thing, you might be surprised. We are 50-50 in this company, 50 girls, 50 gents. That's how we have divided our workforce. We have 50-50. That's how we have divided this. Because look, girls, we don't want to leave them behind. We want them to be involved in what we're doing. We are teaching robotics at Arundel. Arundel is a girls' high school. We are teaching girls robotics. Those girls from Arundel, they actually won an award at the last year's championships as well. So you would be surprised how girls are participating in this robotics industry.
That's very exciting. If you are empowering the girl child, it's because in Zimbabwe, naturally the girl child has been sidelined, and the boy child is the one that is given more space to grow. If you look at the rural areas, for example, we have an issue of rurality where the girls are let to ferry water, to go to the well, and think about what they should do inside the home and not think outside the box. It is the boy child that has been given more wings. The boy child has started his life with an advantage compared to the girl child. So if you have made it 50-50, that you have the same number of girls as the same number of boys, that definitely is a step in the right direction, because according to Sustainable Development Goal, one of its goals is on gender equality, whereby the girl child must be given wings to also rise, to be able to be in the same space as his male counterpart, as a male counterpart. So the girl child is definitely an important embodiment in this robotics revolution. Zimbabwe has got its own great minds in science. The former Deputy Prime Minister of Zimbabwe, Professor Adam Tambara, was a robotics professor. He studied in the United States before, after having left the University of Zimbabwe. He is also a professor of notes in some universities from South Africa, including America itself. So that goes to show us that Zimbabwe has what it takes, because we've produced one of the best professors in robotics. Is there anything that you are doing as eLab Robotics Trust to get to rub shoulders and perhaps learn one or two things from those that are walking your path, like Professor Tamba or anyone for that matter?
Okay, yes, we are working on getting those kind of people on board. We do have the US Embassy expertise. We do have the mechatronics lecturers from here in Zimbabwe that are working with us in this aspect as well. The likes of Professor Atham Tambari, we are actually working on inviting him for our championship so that he can be there. He can teach these kids, he can have a conversation with these kids on that day as well. Remember, we have the festival. We do have the symposium as well. Such symposiums are the places for such people, the likes of Professor Atham Tambara, to be there, for him to have a speech, to talk to these guys, to talk to the learners one-on-one and show them how he did it. If you are told how someone has done it, you can actually believe that this can be done, other than just being told that this can be done without seeing someone who has done it before. So it's better to be told by someone who has actually walked the journey.
That's very exciting. Our viewers will be interested in wanting to know eLab Robotics, your background, and what you guys have to offer, not just from off the surface, but they want to know, for instance, we had the director of the Truma, and we had you head of
projects.
yes, that was the question. They would want to know what they have to offer to the community, to robotics itself in Zimbabwe, and not only that, like you have mentioned that you are working on engaging others, they want to know that bona fide status of your institution, that indeed it is a robotics institution, that indeed when we talk about robotics, this should be the place that should be solution oriented. E-lab should be the go place. What is it that you guys have to offer as an institution?
Okay. Firstly, we are not taking robotics just to those that have learned maybe coding, that have learned maybe mechatronics, those that have learned programming, those that have learned from different sides. But we are taking robotics right from the bottom, the infants, all the way to the tertiary, and even those that are outside that would like to expand their scope as well. So robotics is not just one man's band. We are working even with those guys in the mining industry, like Segumbo Chuma was alluding. We are working with some different mining companies to come up with with robots that can actually help in the hazardous areas. We are actually working with different companies, the likes of Nyaradzo, and come up with solutions that can solve their problems. So we are taking it from the infant sector all the way to the industrial sector. So it's not just teaching robotics, but we want also to show that robotics that we are teaching can also be implemented in the industrial sector as well.
Definitely, it's the way to go. We are living in a global village, and the world has gone global. The world has gone tech savvy. The world has changed. We mentioned that even wars are being fought using drone technology. Wars are being fought using aeroplanes that have no human being but a robot that is driving it. So if people can fight wars to kill each other using robots, then we can use those robots for good. We can use them in hospitals, we can use them to fight climate change, we can use them perhaps to even till the ground and plant. I haven't heard of any robots doing that in Zimbabwe. I haven't heard of robots going on a field and planting and helping, stock food, helping perhaps in renovating roads, fixing the roads, that kind of stuff. You mentioned about mines. How far are we from seeing that as a reality?
I'm sure this year, by end of this year, we'll be telling you a different story on that sector. We are actually working on it day and night for us to come up with that. We don't want to preempt everything, but by this year end, we'll have something that is tangible. And looking at the robotics sector, like our theme, we are this year, our championship theme, Robotics for the Good. We want to take this robotics not just to fight enemies. We want this robotics to help us in our day-to-day living, not to take away jobs of different people, but to help in that sector, in whatever sector it is. It could be the reception, We want to build a humanoid robot that can help the reception in assisting people, right? We want to help even in the medical sector. We want these robots to be helping in the mining sector. We want these robots to be helping in hotels. So it's not just a matter of taking robots and destroying other people, but it's a matter of taking robots and helping other people.
Yes, I realize on your mission that your Inland Robotics Trust says you want to empower learning communities through STEAM education, bridging gaps.
Yes.
When we talk about bridging gaps, if you look at the rural community, the rurals in Zimbabwe, they are lagging very much behind. Sometimes you realize that they don't have the infrastructure, and the infrastructure can also refer to not just roads but electricity, water, and sanitation itself. Are you, as E-Lab Robotics, working on a solution that can bring sanitation in rural areas? Because if you are able to bring water and sanitation through robotics, it means that you are able to bridge that gap that is between the urban and the rural. What are you doing?
Okay, we have some companies that we work with. One of the companies we are working with is actually going out there, doing surveys, trying to learn, trying to gather details, trying to gather data for what is it that is out there, so that when we are bridging that gap, we know which place is left out, which place needs water, for example. All right, now we have systems that we have built that are working there, that is working with the government of Zimbabwe right now. We are actually working on having robots. After we have that data, we can actually work on that data, develop robots that can go out there and solve such situations and solve such problems. So the first thing for you to have a robot work, you need the information, you need the data of the ground. All right, that's when we have the sensors. They are also data gatherers. They are also taking information of the surroundings. All right, so we have systems that are working out there that are gathering information, so that when we are building the robot that we want, that is Zimbabwean based, we have the information that is Zimbabwean based for us to solve Zimbabwean problems.
Right here in Harare, we have had issues where sewer pipes burst, for example. And at some stage there was a cholera outbreak, and that spread across Harare, the capital city, which is known as the Sunshine City. These are some nitty-gritties where we need science and technology to help the government when it lags behind, when it needs help. Do you think you also have your kids that you are training that can come up with something scientific from the robots to assist in the fight against sewer pipes? I don't know how, but you are the robotics.
Okay, I can give you my own solution, but these kids, you would be amazed by the solution that I can give to you and the solution these kids can give to you. You will be amazed by the solution these kids can give you. What we need right now is for us to work with those that are in the industry, those that are working hand in hand with those sewer pipes, so that we know what is happening. Remember, robotics is not just one man's band. I always say that it's a collaboration of different fields. So that for us to solve that problem, we need to know what is happening actually on the ground. So there's that collaboration that we need for us to solve such problems.
There is an obvious robot that we see every day when we move on the streets, the one that turns amber, green, red, the one that gives direction to cars, how we should stop, we should move. That robot has been in existence for years. So I guess it is an example of sequence to be able to use it for the school kids. And on this upcoming competition that you are having, the robotics competition, are we going to be seeing all these sectors addressed, the transport sector, the health sector, the mining sector, all these sectors? How are you giving these kids challenges to be able to offer solutions?
Okay. Yes, so we do have challenges that we give to these kids, but we can't give these kids all the problems at once. For example, this year we do have the agriculture challenge. We have the smart car challenge. All right. So these things, they have to work autonomously. They have to work autonomously with the programs that they would have written. All right. So for us to have these challenges, we pick one challenge a year, and come up with a solution. After coming up with a solution, we choose the best solution. We take our partners. Where do we want this solution to be invested in? Where do we want this solution to work? All right, this is the solution. Let's work on it this way. We are here to help the government, to help the corporate world to build these robots. After these kids have come up with the solution, the aspect that I love about us is we involve the kids. They are the future. They know what they want tomorrow. They can give us solutions. Okay, this is the solution. We are here to help those kids build those solutions and get it to work in the real world. So we can't give all the solutions, all the problems at once to the kids. We take one problem at a time. We give it to the kids. They come up with a solution. After coming up with a solution, we take our partners and our corporate as well and see how we can get that work in the real world.
Wow, that's very interesting. There is a term that says, for us by us. I guess you cannot do anything for the kids without the kids.
Yes.
You definitely need to let them participate so that they take the lead. And certainly the brightest of minds are able to make sure that we as a country move forward and in the right direction. So with your upcoming competition and then your symposiums where they will end up collaborating, and also your festival, which was alluded to the fact that you will end up celebrating. Your take on how is E-Lab Robotics you want things to go?
Okay, this is how we want it to go. We want this to be a challenge first. If you look at how we have structured it, we have the challenges. The first one is the senior championship. The second one is the junior championship. And on those championships, we are looking at the smart agriculture, all right? And coming up with those solutions, at the end of the year, we are going to celebrate. We are going to celebrate the milestone that would have gone through.
That's really awesome. So you mentioned that you have partners like the United States Embassy. Apart from the others that you mentioned, you also mentioned about EcoCash. You mentioned about Nyaradzo, the British Council. These partners of yours are definitely formidable partners that should be able to assist you get anywhere, get anything done. How are you working hand in glove? How is your relationship with these partners?
Okay, looking at the US Embassy, for example, the US Embassy has the education side, which is represented here in Zimbabwe. So that education side will be there at the championship. We'll be there giving out flyers, talking to the kids, getting to see what the kids want, and also advising the kids on maybe life path. What do they want to do in life? So those are the platforms for kids to get help. So that's how we have structured it. And then we have Nyaradzo. Nyaradzo, they had their AI challenge and they wanted their solution. So that's what we did last year. They introduced their problem to the kids, and the kids actually came up with the solution. And USAP is one of the schools, is one school that won that challenge. So they are actually working on the project right now as we are talking. And to just mention a little, we have been talking about the humanoid robot, right? That's just a tip of an iceberg. We have the humanoid robot that is working, that is coming. It will be unveiled on the 27th of June. That's when we are unveiling that. So we are working hand in hand with these partners, the likes of EcoCash. EcoCash, they can give us their problem and how, and we go with the problem to the kids so that the kids can actually tell us how we can solve such problem, right? And then we work on the solution with the kids. We don't want to leave the kids behind. And if you look at it, we are taking the future, which is the kids. We are taking them and try to solve problems that we have. You might be surprised seeing Zimbabwe being like Dubai of tomorrow, because we are taking the kids, we are taking it from the root, not just thinking out loud or thinking by ourselves what we want or how we want to solve the problems that we're encountering, but we are taking the future to solve that problem so that we can have a better tomorrow.
As we wind down, I'm reminded of Roger Hart's ladder, where it's a ladder which let kids participate from the onset. We realized how you initiate the kids, how you assist them from the time where they are assisted to get into the robotics and up to a time when they are mature. So apart from the kids that are in ECT, primary school and high school, you've also mentioned that you work with universities as well, which means you also have university students that are part of this robotics. We're talking about the adult kids who are also part and parcel of this. Are you going to be having university kids as well on your trip, or it's just the ECT primary kids or high school kids? How are you going to be doing your tour where you are traveling, touring how others are doing it, so that you bring back that technology or improve on that technology?
Like our president always say, leaving no stone unturned. We want to take everyone we can, even those kids from the higher education, the university students. We want to take them as well with us so that they can see what is happening out there. So if you take a look at it, we do have the volunteer program as well. The volunteer program is whereby we are going to do an exchange program. Our kids from Zimbabwe, our kids from Zimbabwean universities, we have an opportunity to go out there and have a time at different universities, or maybe a particular university out there, and to get to be exposed to how the kids out there are learning. Probably do 1 or 2 courses on our banner. Probably do 1 or 2 courses out there. And also we will have kids from outside universities come here in Zimbabwe and participate in our programs and get to see what we do. And also they can help us how we can do things, how we can maybe structure 1 or 2. So that's how we have structured it. It's not just a matter of having those kids go out there. The university kids, they can come with us, but they have another program that is standing alone for them.
That sounds like an exchange program.
Yes.
A student exchange program that will benefit both involved. So while whilst we are at it, what it means is that we are bridging the gap between Africa and the Western world, what is referred to as the first world and the third world. We're bridging that gap.
Yes.
And by so doing, you have certainly brought that technology that is required in the country. What is on your heart that you want to go out there, that you want Zimbabwe to be aware of, that you want the world to be aware of, in light of this upcoming competition, the robotics competition? What is in your heart that you want to share?
Okay, what I would want to share is Zimbabwe, they might say we are behind, Zimbabwe is behind, but if I tell you the great minds that are meeting out there every day, Zimbabwe is on another level. And looking at the vision of our president, Zimbabwe is on another level. And taking these kids out there, looking at the aspirations of these kids, if we expose them to what is happening out there, Zimbabwe will be on another level.
Thank you so much. Well, we have come to the end of this. However, I want to give you a chance to give us your last take on anything that you think you need to say out there concerning the robotics, concerning the upcoming events, concerning the kids that you are tutoring, and concerning the vision that you have to enlarge this together with your partners that you've mentioned, like the Arizona State University, you mentioned a whole of others, if I'm not mistaken. So you have so many robotics challenges, you have coding projects. That means there's a lot of IT involved as well.
Yes.
There's a lot of information technology systems, there's a whole lot of engineering, there's a whole lot of mathematics. But you started by saying even the arts is also involved. So your last take before we close on this robotics issue.
Well, I would like to say, join robotics. Robotics is the future. It doesn't make sense for you to sit out there, learn code, and you're not seeing what you're coding. You're not seeing what you're learning in practice. Join robotics, get exposed to the future. This is the future. Robotics is the future. So join eLab Robotics.
That was Brian Chikuni, the head of operations for eLab, right here in the heart of Eastleigh, eLab Robotics Trust. He was telling us about their community-centric innovation, where they partnered different partners that include the U.S. Embassy, the British Council, EcoCash, Nyaradzo, and a whole host of other partners in pushing forward their mantra to bridge the technological gap between the Zimbabwe and the rest of the world that is technologically advanced. They are going to be traveling to China in August. They are going to be traveling to the United States of America between November and December. And they will also most likely travel to Britain with this robotics, moving with solutions that need the robotics. They are empowering the school children in Zimbabwe right across the board, from the ECD to primary to high school to universities. They are working with Chicago University of Technology Mechatronics Department. They are working with the Harare Institute of Technology, which is led by engineer Quinton Kamkamwe. They are working with the best minds in the field in developing this technological mind for the child. They are bridging the gap so that they are able to proffer solutions to all the challenges that Zimbabwe is facing, so that no one is left behind as they go in sync with even President Mnangagwa's thrust of the NDS, where they are able to bring technology. They are working with the government through the Ministry of ICT and Courier Services. They are working with all relevant departments to ensure that a solution is given against climate change. Climate change has brought drought, as was mentioned earlier. They are working with robotics so that Zimbabwe is restored to its breadbasket status in agriculture, so that they are able to have solutions for those that are blind, solutions for those that are disabled. They have come up with prosthetics, which they are supposed to work hand in glove with the medical fraternity. So they are here as solution givers for any problem, be it medical, be it mining, be it something that is needed for the roads. They say they have all the solutions through the very children in Zimbabwe. The children that are in school, they are the ones that have these solutions, and they are found at eLab right here in East Harare. I'm Roscoe for Technology News. Thank you. Well, it was a pleasure.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for coming.